Hey everyone! Renate here from Crafty Renate. In this video, I'm going to show you how to decorate a plant pot using dot painting. If you're completely new to dot painting, you may want to watch my video with tips and tricks for beginners that will help you get started first. In this second video, I'm showing simple ways to create decorative abstract patterns. You'll need a nice plant pot or other object. I'm using a plant pot shaped like a clump shoe, acrylic paint, a paint palette, stir sticks, a rag, a spray bottle with some water, and tools that have different sized circular ends that you can use. As you can see, anything can work. I'm using a knife, a paint sponge tool, a marker, a glue pen, a pencil eraser, a clay tool, a lip brush, and a nail art dotting tool. What always looks nice, no matter what pattern you create, are different shades of the same color. We're using the acrylic paint straight out of the tube. Dab one of your tools into the paint and make sure you have a good amount of paint on your tool. Carefully press your tool onto your plant pot and don't press too hard. If your paint looks a little plasticky, add a tiny bit of water and mix. To begin a pattern, make sure your first dots are placed where the focal point of your pot will be. What's always pretty is to place some smaller dots around a big dot. To make sure they're lined out correctly, place one in the center above and below the big dot, and do the same thing on the left and right. Once you have those 4 dots, you can easily make sure the others are lined up nicely. If you want to add another circle of dots above the previous one, align the dots in between 2 dots of the previous circle. For added interest, you can place a dot right above a dot from the previous circle, then place 2 smaller dots on the left and right of it, and then 2 even smaller dots on the left and right of those. This is a great way to frame a cluster of dots. If you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to click the like button and consider subscribing to see more future videos. When working with different shades of one color, of course you can just create them yourself by mixing them. Creating lines where dots go from big to small or from small to big looks very nice, almost like rays of sun. Don't forget to also decorate the edges of your plant pot. This may seem like a detail, but it's a detail that will completely change the look of your decorated object. Stacking some dots on top of each other creates some depth and brings your pattern to the next level. Placing very small dots around big ones adds detail. When you stack dots on top of each other, they don't always have to go in the middle of the dot. You can fill bigger areas with a bunch of small dots that vary in size. Use the same tool, but work with the amount of paint and pressure to get bigger or smaller dots. This is explained in more detail in the video that I mentioned in the beginning of this one. When stacking dots on top of each other, dots that are almost as big as the dot below them give a very nice effect. As you can see, you can easily make any object look great with dots. All it takes is a little patience and some paint. If you're going to use this plant pot outside, be sure to add a few coats of spray varnish. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.